Hello everyone and welcome to the 78th members meeting. We've waited 18 months for this, but boy, is it worth the wait.
Flag is ready, the Union flag falls, we go racing, and a good start made then by Nick Swift. Got one of the Dolomites on its toes, further back, darting from one side of the grid to the other. Ollie Street's Metro puts all four wheels on the grass, bounces into the air. The man that was in the lead in the race, Nick Swift, is out of the race.
He's obviously had some kind of significant mechanical failure there. The suspension has perhaps let go, or a puncture, and he's just lost all ability to steer.
And so now we have a Volkswagen 1-2. It is Jim Morris in the lead ahead of Tom Shepherd. It's Golf ahead of Sirocco. Again to the outside line, approaching St Mary's. They turn, clock ticks on down, but Simon Goodliff on the attack, thinks about the inside line. This is his best chance yet. He's done it. He goes through on the inside line. So finally Simon Goodliff does dive through, coming into the first part of St Mary's, and they've got the second place battle bearing down on them. Then Simon Goodliff in the Fiesta goes to the inside line. In the middle tries to go the Mini and Rupert Deeth. They're side by side for second. The Mini goes ahead. Which way does he go now? The gap narrows, but he has done it. He's gone back ahead of the Fiesta. Jim Morris may never have such an easy race win again. Comes right, left, through the chicane. His team applaud on the pit wall. And it is going to be honours in the first heat for the Gerry Marshall Trophy.
Listen to this now, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely stunning sound there of a 3.9 litre naturally aspirated V12 manual as well. Central driving position, as you can see, Dario sat in the middle there. You can see the wing mirrors as well are actually cameras. So you'll see screens to the left and right of Dario's seating position, which are the rear view cameras. No rear view mirror in the middle of a three-seater, because of course you'd be looking at yourself. So
some people quite like doing that, but what a sound. It sounds, Halloween is approaching. That sounds like a sort of banshee wail that would scare the children. But
it's ahead of the queue, Stuart Graham and James Wood 10th, but there's a real struggle to Madgwick. This is the change for second. Jack Tetley just unstoppable in the dry now. They're absolutely nose to tail now for the race lead.
Yeah, and I think this is where Jack Tetley is going to get a run on the way up to Ford Water. He's going to force Jake Hill through the water splash this time. Jake having to take the defensive inside line, but it's not enough. Jack has just enough of an advantage. They are literally bumper to bumper on the way through. Now you could see how the Capri had the legs on the exit. He's alongside into the kink. They're side by side. Who's going to be latest on the brakes as the circuit jinks left, jinks right in the middle of the braking zone here. Steve's got it done.
He's applying the pressure all the time, trying to force a mistake out of Jack. He wants him to go wide. 5 minutes are on the clock. The two cars dance their way onto the back straight. Tetley's all sideways. He hangs on to it, but here comes Jake Hill on the outside line there. The Capri tries to level with the Chevrolet. They dive now through Ford Water. There's barely any room between them at all, but Jake Hill keeps on coming on the inside line. The gap disappears. Fantastic racing. Look at this. This is all for fourth place. Nick Padmore, Mike Whittaker, Stuart Graham has got ahead of Steve Soper, James Wood in the Rover, back marker Jonathan White in the Capri just up the road ahead of them. Jack Tetley, I think, has done enough, hasn't he? He's managed to pull away just sufficiently from Jake Hill. But a great battle between the two of them. Let's just get these across the line. Jake kicking up the dirt, kicking up the water out of the puddles. He has thrown everything at that. Jack Tetley's going to come through to win a really lively second heat in the Gerry Marshall Trophy. The flag falls, we go racing with a good start made by Hughie Walker from pole position. And everybody now accelerates down towards Madgwick. Well, it might have been a good start by Hughie Walker, but it's going to be Ben Collins then from the second row who will lead Duncan Pittaway. Hughie Walker needs to fight back. Julian Majube there tries to threaten the Beast of Turin into the chicane. Oh, no, you don't, says Duncan Pittaway. Ben Collins, though, has already done the first lap of the race. There he is, out on his own.
Well, if it wasn't for Ben Collins, it'd be a really, really close five-car battle for the lead of the race. But the inside into Madgwick, has he been seen? Duncan Pittaway wise to that.
And also recovering now in fifth place, the pole position driver Hughie Walker. Then there, up into second place now, has gone Hughie Walker. So the man that was on pole position and one of the most spectacular drivers out there, he is on a mission. So let's see now whether he can close in 3.5 laps on the leader.
Very, very busy into that. And then the bonnet suddenly flapping open on the blitz and bends. I know Ben Collins knows his circuit well, but this is very tricky for the race leader.
Yeah, well, the bigger worry is that something gets ripped off and flies towards him, never mind anybody else. And I think Ben Collins is going to have to park it. He is. Yes, he's backed off. So Ben Collins comes to a halt. Real shame after the domination. But he can jump out, try and attend to that and get back into the race. Starting to fade as Julian Majube takes the race lead. Look, he was 1.9 seconds back and he's gone through But do not think that that is the end of the battle, because Hughie Walker will throw everything at this. Look, straight away, he's round the outside coming through St Mary's. He looks to the inside line over the rise into Lavant. He can't do it there. Yes, he does. He's closer, he's quicker, he's arguably braver. Very, very sideways indeed. And look, Julian Majube suddenly has to fend off Walker because they arrive at the chicane absolutely nose to tail, ready to start the last lap. Walker again looks to the outside line. They're not quite wheel to wheel because Julian Majube's Sunbeam Indianapolis has just got the run coming out of the corner, but Walker lines up for Lavant and he's done it. Great move.
Could he get the braking done? That was super brave. You know what? Julian Majube saw that, and there's no point blocking. They've got another race tomorrow.
There's a gap on the inside line. Julian Majube lines up to have a go, but on the outside line, Hughie Walker brakes as late as he dares, coming into the right of Woodcourt. Flicks it sideways. He's done enough, surely, with all of the opposite lock. As predicted, a spectacular race, and in the end, it's going to be a bit of a margin, isn't it? And Hughie Walker has pulled Duff start, but what a recovery. Fights the car out of the chicane, all over the grass, back onto the circuit. He hangs on in there, and yes, Hughie Walker comes up towards the line to win part one of the SF Edge Trophy. They turn then with Adrian Wilmot then hitting the front. So he backed out of it at the first corner, goes to the outside line. Is there going to be contact between the two? They lean on each other. Yes, the Studebaker gets elbowed out wide. Jarvis gets back into the lead. Alex Taylor tries to get a gap on the inside, and he can't do it. Another challenge made on the inside line there. Look, Alex Taylor comes under attack from Anthony Reid on the inside line, but Alex Taylor is able to keep his elbows out, much as he's trying to take second place away. Some of the work can be done by his co-driver in the second stint, but Nick Jarvis is doing a very good job of defending here. A few years ago he would have been easy pickings, but he really has developed as a driver. This battle for second place though now goes the way of Davis.
It's just pot luck as to whether or not you get a clean run down the pit lane and there's a nice clean space available for you to park your car and do a driver change without being balked, without being interrupted by another car, and that can change the order massively.
Right now, Emanuele Pirro tries to change the order by squeezing up the inside of number one, Nick Jarvis, the two Ford Falcon Sprints. It's like two aircraft carriers getting side by side, isn't it? So even though Adrian Wilmot is out on his own, admittedly only by a tenth, but Bill Shepherd has gone quicker. Adrian Wilmot here hanging on to the advantage.
He was sort of on the outside. It just got a little bit loose, didn't it? Over the crest there. He had to correct, and that the car always wafts a car's width to the left as it goes light over that crest that we saw. But he was gathering up a separate moment. Actually, that Mustang looks beautifully balanced. Oh, flames licking out of the exhaust.
So he goes to the outside of David Gooding. He could be on, but yes, he is on for third place, and he's going to do it now, round the outside. David a bit unsettled there, but Tom comes through. He's trying to defend. He has another look on the inside there. Last lap approaching St Mary's, gets up the inside of Steve Blomqvist. He's going to go through. Soper tries to close right up as well. Trellier release, but he's got traffic up the road ahead of him, so Blomqvist might be able to fight back. There is right there as well Steve Soper. Andrew Jordan and Adrian Wilmot, though, are going to come through to win the Pierpoint Cup. A race interrupted by the safety car, then by lots of pit stops all at the same time, and a runaway win for Adrian Wilmot and Andrew Jordan.
Avoids the bales on the left-hand side, did that very nicely, uses all the road, coming back onto the track, beautiful. He carries a lot of speed through the chicane as well, back onto the track, feeding the car gears as he then brakes heavily. Bit of a lock-up before the left-hander. He's got it stopped nicely, turns left, bit of a slightly moment, as you'd expect from an Escort, into the complex. Flicks it left and right. Wow, he was close to the bales through there, and beautifully done around the hairpin machine.
Let's see if we can get this launch right. He's got it off the line, yes.
It's so quick.
Good effort. This could be good now. He's probably feeling better about himself, having not stalled it this time.
And also he's got tomorrow as well, so lots of time to make this up, but wow, look at that. That's properly committed round the hairpin.
Turns through the corner, back steps out of line just a little, but in an Escort Mark II, that's no problem.
Absolutely not. We would expect no less than that at a gravel trip normally, and it's just got some tarmac tyres.
All over the grass.
He's kept it out of the wall.
He's going to save it. Yes, he is. Just. Whoa. Here he comes then up towards the chicane, and 64.7 to beat. It looks good, it looks quick, and it is the fastest. 63.6, stands on the brakes to get it slowed down. Right, so Will Nichols then, better than anybody in the first sector. Nice line through the hairpin, 63.6 to beat. It's on, isn't it, this? up towards the chicane. Clock ticks on down. Where's he going to put him? Is it going to be a 62 maybe? Out of the chicane he comes. There's the flag. It is a 62.6. Yes, so Will Nichols goes quickest. Flag drops now to get the race underway with a really good start by Alex Ames from the middle of the front row. He charges away, but then Peter De La Roche comes up on the inside line in the Lola, and on the outside line there also Stuart Roach tries to get the drum. Simon Diffie very much one of the good. And the leader spins. Around goes Peter De La Roche. He's got it wrong coming into Woodcote. So Simon Diffie is the new race leader. Now, did De La Roche have a suspension failure? And Andrew Hibbert is going to be with them very, very shortly as they come up towards the line. This is the end of lap number 11. Simon Diffie on the outside of Frisbee and Besley. It's on the inside line then. Can he take second place coming down towards Woodcote? He can. He's got so much better pace. So going on to the start of the last lap, Andrew Hibbert as Pete Morton runs out of road and gets on the grass and gets sideways.
Now, onto the final lap, the gap between will be under 2/10 of a second, 0.163, but so fast is Andrew Hibbert into the lead before Madgewick.
What a drive to kick off the racing element of day 2 of the 78th members meeting. The Arundell Cup is going to be won by an ex-Peter Arundell car. It is going to be won after a fantastic drive by Andrew Hibbert from last to first.
This is James Hillier down the Lavant, not so straight, just later on the brakes, slides it down the inside of Jackson. Try and pick your leader out of that lot. We've got a back marker in the middle who doesn't know where to look. He's got bikes passing him left and right as he comes. He's flat to the boards coming down the Lavant straight, and we've got 4 bikes passing him left and right. Has he gone underneath him? It's hard to tell from this angle.
I don't know. I think he has.
Actually, James Hillier rides underneath the 31, and now they're side and side as they come down the Lavant straight through the left and right kinks into the braking area. Who's going to brake later into Woodcote? I think it's James Hillier. Yes, it is around the outside. What a move as they go round. He's looking to the outside. He goes round the outside of one of the back markers. He's had to sit up mid-corner for the second one. I think they're both clear. Is he going to get under him for the chicane? Yes, he does. That's probably just about saved James Hillier's bacon as he comes into the chicane, out of the final corner, heading towards the line, and it is going to be a win for the number 37 of James Hillier.
So have a look, the closing speed, even with 500cc engines, rather caught unawares. Tom Waterfield, he stood on the brakes, in fairness, didn't he? Locked up.
He did.
So he did his best to avoid the contact. This was it on board. Brake, bang.
Oh, and he's dislodged the rear bodywork of Shackleton's car. That's the Kieft of Sears. Now then, into Woodcote. Is Tom going to slot it down the inside? No. Yes, he is. Going for the first apex.
That's brave, that's bold, and it's successful. Through goes Tom Waterfield then. The leader is on his last lap, and Tom Waterfield is in the pit lane then. So from second place, Tom Waterfield comes into the pits. So there is Tom Waterfield out of the race. Despite the damage at the rear of the car, a win it will be for George Shackleton. He's going to be on his own as he, again, leans out of the cockpit, sticks out his elbows, clutches the bodywork to steady himself. Master of the art of driving these cars, George Shackleton. Checkered flag at the ready. The Don Parker Trophy, won by George Shackleton. Now we're racing, and a good getaway by Billy Bellinger, but it's the more powerful Porsche, the one to watch as they go up through the gears. Ollie Bryant's on the inside line. To the outside line goes the Ferrari of Vincent Gay that gets past both of them for the race lead. 2 wheels on the grass. Ollie Bryant of Vincent Gay, tremendous start. Then he's away like a stab rat, and he's going to lead as they come out of the long looping right at Madgewick.
And here we go, Ollie Bryant around the outside. That is a brave move into St Mary's, and he's done it. Stunning move there from Ollie Bryant into the right-hander at St Mary's. Right side, door handle to door handle, just eased off. Wow, that was a moment and a half. Well saved by both drivers there.
Made that move. Vincent Gay goes a little bit wide, opens the door, and Michael Gant pounces in that rather more nimble Abarth Simca. Beautiful drift from both of them. Ed Foster just keeping Josh Barnett at bay.
Yes, coming back into the chicane here, where Ed had a bit of a Larry moment last time through. Much better there, uses all of the curve on exits. You can see here, wow, huge, fantastic car control there from Ed, as he just caught the back of the ACA at exactly the wrong point, which was on the exit.
Ollie Bryant is going to add yet more Goodwood success to his CV. He comes up towards the chicane. It has been a relatively easy performance, but his first time in the Ronnie Hoare Trophy, he's going to be met with a win. The checkered flag is at the ready, and so the Porsche, with a bit of traffic up the road, comes towards the line. It's the 2 Triumphs that are squabbling just ahead of him, and Ollie Bryant, with a flash of the light, wins the Ronnie Hoare Trophy.
So you can appreciate the sound of this incredible car. Absolutely stunning as the car heads up through Fordwater down into St Mary's with Bruno at the wheel. I was lucky enough to have a word with Bruno yesterday and he was recounting the memory he has as a child back home in Brazil at the end of the 1991 Brazilian Grand Prix.
Underway, good start by Gary Pearson, good start also by Lucas Halusa in the Bugatti as they go almost side by side down towards Madgwick for the first time. On the inside line is Gary Pearson in the Alfa, on the outside line is Lucas Halusa, who keeps on coming. He's going to run out of road in the end, I fear, and have to drop back in behind while they come towards Woodcote. This, the end of lap 2 in the sectors. Fractionally quicker in sector 1 was the Bugatti, and he's right on the back of the Alfa, then coming into Woodcote. You can see the effort being put in by Lucas Halusa, who looks to the inside line there, coming into the chicane. Oh, no, you don't, says Gary Pearson.
That was a bit risky, wasn't it?
So Gary Pearson leading, coming down towards Woodcote. Lucas Halusa, that is brave, isn't it, round the outside?
That really is brave.
Whoa.
And manages just about to get the second apex.
Move of the day, I think that. Fantastic move. Lucas Halusa right round the outside, absolutely on the edge. The chicane to go, then the run to the checkered flag. They're going to be nose to tail. Unless Lucas makes a mistake, it's going to be a win for him in the Earl Howe Trophy. Gary Pearson right on his tail as they make the run up towards the line. And Lucas Halusa takes the checkered flag to win the Earl Howe Trophy from Gary Pearson.
Yeah, what we don't hear is the induction noise in that car, and for all the people out there that like to listen to cars when they're driving, induction is one of the key features that we really focus on at GMD. So we have special panels in the roof that actually exaggerate the noise going into the inlet, which the roof scoop on the car.
The drivers now look towards the flag, which falls. We go racing, and Miles Griffiths makes a bad start in the GT40. That means that Rob Hall gets the lead in the McLaren as they go down towards Madgwick for the first time. Tom Christensen joins in from the pits, but side by side they turn. Rob Hall on the outside line there. James Cottingham and the number 3 silver GT40 looking for a way through. Rob Hall has the advantage, but Jochen, a really bad start from the pole car, the silver GT40, Miles Griffiths' car.
Yeah, didn't look too good for whatever reason. Maybe his clutch was a little bit slipping or whatever. So it's...
Ooh, and more drama there, I'm afraid, because he's let liquid down on the road. We've got
that
cars all over
what?
the road. Now, here's the replay.
There we go.
Very, very lucky in all of that was the Chevron of Wesley Mitchell not to get involved. Up on the inside there of the Chevron, which breaks late, and then Wesley Mitchell dives up the inside of Hans Hugenholt's GT40. That was a really brave move.
Oh, there we go. He's got him now.
Lotterer goes through, heading to St Mary's. So Andre Lotterer, with just under 13 minutes on the clock, goes through, makes the move.
You have to make sure that... Oops, that was a good one.
Yep, through St Mary's, round the outside. Gordon at the wheel of it, goes for the inside line. Andre Lotterer goes through as well. So another place picked up by Sheds, another place picked up then by Andre Lotterer.
Whether he can profit from it, we'll see. I doubt it.
Here they come. Almost nose to tail down towards Woodcote. Dario Franchitti looks one side, tries the other, but Sam Hancock covers the line into Woodcote. What did he do?
Yeah, that's the moment.
Whoa.
That's the moment.
That shows he was trying, yeah?
Yeah.
There it is from another angle.
A little too quick. A little too quick. Luckily, it didn't hit anything.
Go, but Andrew Smith here is coming up to win the Gurney Cup with James Cottingham. The checkered flag is at the ready, and it is a win for James Cottingham and Andrew Smith in the Ford GT40. Who's going to be second? Then it's Sam Hancock just ahead of Dario Franchitti, and that is how they're going to run towards the line. Sam's car just edges away slightly as they come up towards the flag, but as they come then down towards the braking zone for Woodcote, long before it even, Chris Ward is going to be through and secures the race lead. And in fact, Charlie Martin follows suit and goes second. So Miles Griffiths gets a bit mugged there, falls from the lead to third place. So it is Chris Ward leading the way, and Miles Griffiths dives back up on the inside, tries to retake second. The two Lotus 15s, oh, so close. Good move, though, that by Miles Griffiths, number 37.
And the little Lotus will come alive in terms of its performance advantage through the chicane. And I suspect it'll be until we get to Madgwick that Cottingham will have to wait to put a move on Miles Griffiths.
Well, Chris Ward comes out of the chicane. We wait to see whether the checkered flag awaits or whether extra time will be offered. Chris Ward heads towards a win in the Salvadori Cup, and there indeed is the checkered flag. So Chris Ward takes the race win. And now, Billy, Ollie Bryant coming up to challenge Mike Whittaker for second place. That's great news for the leader, because while these two are squabbling, they're going to hold each other up. He can get away.
Yeah.
And how is Lara Kramer getting on? 24th at the moment in the Mercedes, the car, David, that you know very well.
Yeah, and it's an interesting car to drive, to say the least. The drum brakes, they get your attention. I drove it initially in the wet, and it was prone to locking the front axle. But
more traffic ahead of Mike Whittaker now, so second and third, absolutely nose to tail. Ollie Bryant trying to take full advantage of a slower car. He looks for the inside line, there's traffic in the way. Mike Whittaker goes to the outside of the traffic. Ollie Bryant still can't find a way through, but it's not for the want of trying. The little Lotus terrorised out of the way there. Through goes the Cobra, through goes the E-Type.
he needs to try and find a way on the inside. Doing the cutback now, will he have enough power?
He's got the line, hasn't he? And he's going to be ahead coming out of the corner. So Ollie Bryant does go through on the last lap. Finally, he's done it beautifully into Woodcote. He's hung on to second as Nigel Greensall comes up to win the Moss Trophy. And he's going to win it in style, isn't he? So Nigel Greensall up towards the checkered flag. Nigel Greensall wins the Moss Trophy, the Jaguar E-Type, and they're off. So, part two of the SF Edge Trophy underway. Not a great start initially by Duncan Pittaway, but he's up through the gears now to take the lead with Ben Collins. Look in the Blitz and Benz, the white car on the inside line, trying to have a go. This is going to be a 4-lap race, by the way. We're reduced because of time pressures, so it's a 4-lap, not 5-lap race. And as they come out of Madgwick for the first time, is Duncan Pittaway going to hit the front? Yes, he is. But the Blitz and Benz tries to level with him. They go side by side. In third place, the Alfa Romeo of Christopher Mann. And all of that power, all of that literage of Duncan Pittaway's Alfa puts the Beast of Turin into the lead.
Duncan told me this morning that he found driving it one failure.
Say Mark Walker, now he is, as ever, spectacular and quick, and he's up ahead of Christopher Mann, who then fights back as they come down towards Woodcote. Two totally different styles of car there. Huey Walker is closing, and there was much visor wiping there. Here he comes, look, Huey Walker on the inside to get past his dad, and he's done it, heading towards St Mary's.
Yeah, and he's got the Blitzen in his sights.
But he was
round the outside.
He was 2 seconds back at the start of the lap, and there he is challenging for the race lead. So an extraordinary last lap by Huey Walker. So it's 3 for the lead. Any one of these could yet be the winner. Down towards Woodcote. Huey Walker goes back ahead of his father.
And Julian's not far behind either.
Absolutely right. So can Ben Collins hang on in there because Huey Walker tries to go right round the outside. Fantastic move. Brilliant stuff round the outside at Woodcote, and Huey Walker is going to come through to score victory in the second SF Edge Trophy race of the weekend. That's one of the moves of the weekend, outstanding stuff. So Huey Walker is going to make it 2 out of 2 as he comes up towards the line. Ben Collins closing, closing,
sure?
and he's going to do it just on the line. Amazing. Ben Collins just gets his nose back in front by under 0.4 of a second. The flag falls, it is blast off. A good getaway by Jack Tetley. Good start by Steve Soper as well. But it's Jake Hill in the Capri that gets the best start of all. Jake Hill is about to lose the race lead, I fear, because to the outside line comes Craig Davis. But Jake breaks as late as he dares, coming down to Woodcote, fends him off. Really good defensive driving there.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. He closed the door early. He made his intentions clear. Now Craig Davies has the horsepower advantage. He looks to the right, he looks to the left. Jake forcing him down the outside. It's going to be a question of nerves on the braking point.
So Craig Davis is ahead, but Jake Hill with 2 wheels on the grass dives back through on the inside. He's done it, he's got the lead back, he's got it sideways, he's got it all under control. Fantastic driving is by Jake Hill. He is one of the modern-day stars of the British Touring Car Championship. Is Craig Davis going to be alongside? Of course he is. Is Jake going to brake late enough to fend him off? He's going to try. Craig on the outside, they almost rub, but again Jake Hill brakes so late, goes back through into the lead. Wonderful battle this. And now Craig Davis goes through, powers past the Capri, so he's got the lead, but now it's up to Jake Hill to try and usurp him if he can. down towards Woodcote. The two of them absolutely on the limit. Craig Davis drifts a little bit wide. Jake Hill gets onto the tail of him, but he can't really make a move at the chicane.
Jake has a look up the inside into the first part of St Mary's, gets it done. Fantastic stuff. Uses all the track width, goes onto the grass. Can he gather it up? Craig Davies will have nowhere to go. Oh, such a shame for Jake. That was a tremendous effort. We're going to see as Jake goes up the inside. He needs all the track width. That's going to elbow Craig wide. They're both on the grass. They're both having to gather it up. That's why we didn't see Craig just waltz through into the lead. Jake obviously going wider on the exit of the corner there, as you rightly said. That's going to ruin his tyres for the next half a lap. Craig
6 more minutes to catch and pass.
Well, it just goes to show what an advantage these two have over the rest of the field as Jake runs wide again on the exit of Fordwater. That, as we've said, is the fastest corner. It looks like Craig Davis has gone wide again.
He's off the road, he's sideways, and the barrier beckons, and Craig Davis is off the road. Damage to the front, damage to the back, and that gift wraps the lead for Jake Hill. So what's he done here, Sam?
Just sadly, just lost the back end. Oh, nearly goes over.
Good Lord.
Wow, that was some skillful two-wheel driving to get the car righted. That could have been horrible, actually. Yeah, just gets a little bit wide. One wheel on the grass, two wheels on the grass, then onto the tarmac runoff area, but it doesn't go on long enough. Wow.
How on earth did that not go over? Richard Mines has got going again. Sean Hollenby and Mark Fowler's Vince Woodman tribute Capri off the road. But Jake Hill is going to win the last race of the weekend, and he's going to win it in style after a great drive. Jake Hill comes up towards the line for Rick Wood's team. The Gerry Marshall Trophy won by Jake Hill, and I think that Gerry would approve of that drive.